Alright, so this is an antique item that I bought from an antique dealer in Japan, from Sasayama City. It's kind of like a central Japan, north of Osaka. And it's Japanese made, and it's advertised as a massager. And if you crank this handle, you can hear it really kind of rattling around. I believe that this is probably the business end, and maybe this is the handle. I'm not sure. It's made in the 1920s. It's all made of wood and some metal. There used to be a label here. I think it was like a brass plaque of some kind. And I think it had Japanese writing, because I can see the imprint here displaying that. So what I'm going to do here is just sort of take it apart and just go through it. I haven't really had a lot of time to mess with it yet, but there was some interest in it yesterday, so I decided I'd pull it out and tear into it and see what it's all about. So this is on this front here is sort of like a doorknob, and you can unscrew the top. I'll do that. Oh wow, it really dug into this. So it looks like it's been used quite a bit. You can see this is like a little bit loose here, and I'll try to get a close-up view. You can see there's two counterweights, and they're attached to this piece of all thread that goes probably through and into some gears that are inside of here. And if you turn this, you can see them just spinning around. And I can tell that it's had a lot of use, because this dowel is hollow in the inside, and it's really been worn down. So that's kind of interesting. And then I think this unscrews here as well. And there are some marks in there, and here's the inside of the unit. It's pretty a little bit rusty inside. I probably should get some cleaner and clean it all out. And there's no real distinguishing marks other than this small imprint of some Japanese characters on this side. And then inside of this handle part, I guess this is the handle, there's some other little marks, and I'll try to do a close-up of that. And maybe someone who has more knowledge of this type of thing might be able to somehow decrypt this Japanese characters. And that's basically as far as you can get it by hand. Really should tear it down a little bit, but I'll wait and do that in a while. I'm not sure, like, if this was marketed as, you know, just like a massage tool for, you know, like for your back, or if this was something more along the lines of, you know, like a sexual thing. I'm not real sure. And then, you know, is this something, you know, I've heard of, like, sexual history of, you know, women having what was known in the West as hysteria, where, you know, they would just go into the doctor and he would go ahead and take care of that for them with devices kind of like this. So maybe that was a similar practice in Japan during that time. I'm not real sure. So a while ago, this year, you know, several years I guess after we bought this, I came across the sign up for Antiques Roadshow. There's a website you can go to and sign up, and I knew that they were coming nearby, so I went to their site and signed up. And my wife and I actually got 2 tickets, and you can bring 2 things when that happens. So this was one of the things I brought, and I've always thought if I wanted to have 15 minutes of fame, it would be involving my wife, something like this, and public television. So I brought it in the hopes that I could fulfill that dream, and you guys will have to watch Antiques Roadshow. The 2015 season is finished, and now they're doing editing in January of 2016. The new season, I think it's the 20th season, will kick off on PBS. And if we made it onto television, you'll be able to see this in action. It was a great time, and I think this kind of thing is pretty interesting. It's just sat in a box that it came in for several years now, and I think now that I've kind of taken it apart and learned a little bit more about it, maybe I'll try to adjust it and take some parts out and see if I can get it working a lot smoother than it is now. So there you go, the mysterious Japanese massager from the 1920s. I suppose it'd be a good idea to show you kind of how fast it could go. I think that could really do the job, if you know what I mean. You know, if this all was fixed up and secured properly, if it was in newer condition, probably was a pretty effective little unit. So hats off to the Japanese on their pleasure technology.